2019 IWF Weightlifting World Championships in the men's 94 kilo category.
And it's been a humdinger
thus far. And we are going to start off this clean and jerk competition with the first attempt of Georgi Shikov of Bulgaria, 191 kilos.
So, June, you had mentioned the rule about the elbow the other day.
When Ditsbalas comes out, let's talk to it.
Okay.
Did he point? Okay. All right, so a little soft on that elbow, on that overhead position. I think it was the left arm. Let's see if they get
it. It was the left arm.
They did. So
good lift.
There used to be a rule,
and
they're going to talk about it, so I have a little time. So take a look at the clean and jerk. Watch his left arm. And when Sean set this up, he said that Shikov pointed to his elbow before he took the lift. So you can tell that there was some wobble in the arm. It sort of locked out, didn't lock out, or bent and rebent a little bit. So there used to be a rule that said if you were incapable of extending your arm fully, you could indicate that to the referees by pointing to your elbows. That is not allowed. It does not allow you to bend and rebend your arms. It's just simply telling the referees that you are incapable of bringing your arm to a full extension. The rule has now changed that in order for that to be given any consideration, you must inform the referees and the jury prior to the competition beginning. And if they don't believe that your arm is incapable of a full extension, they can call over the doctor on duty to assess whether or not they believe your arm is capable of reaching full extension.
It has been reversed by the
With
jury.
that said,
no lift because of a press out.
I don't know if Shikov has gone through that. The point is that pointing to your elbows effectively does nothing.
So if you don't prearrange this before the competition,
it's irrelevant. The referees don't know. And even if you do prearrange it by merely pointing to your elbows, it is just telling them at this point that you have a soft elbow.
Right.
So it's something that I think is tricky in that once you have gone there, they know.
Well, like last session, we talked about, once you miss the snatch with soft elbows, your next attempt, the judges are just honing in on that.
Yeah.
So you try not to bring attention to the things that you don't do well.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if you really, really can't extend your arm, then you do have to make it known.
Right.
If you just have a bad punch out, you're not going to get leniency. And proof in the pudding, Shikov just had that good lift overturned. So we are burning that 2-minute clock here, or running that 2-minute clock on his second attempt. And it all looks like he is. I look at him and I don't think he's incapable of a full extension.
He's just not good at it.
It's just not a great arm lock. It's not a, it doesn't look like, say...
That problem has got to be fixed in training, not by talking to the referees.
Or perhaps mobility. Sometimes people do, I don't know, sometimes they just don't have great lockouts.
Right.
All right, so now we are back to Shikov. Second attempt, 191 kilos.
He's got a good clean, that's for sure.
And on this attempt, I hope a good jerk.
That looked better.
A little bit of wobble, but not a bad lift, and the referees agreed.
Good.
So, good stuff there.
192 kilos.
Shikov on the board. He actually bent his arms a little bit off the floor.
Yeah.
So watch here as he punches out. The elbow doesn't turn all the way, but I'm not looking at somebody incapable of fully extending the arm right there. So in a case of Shikov, I don't think it's a great idea to point to your elbows.
95 kilos voters for Marco Gregorio.
He doesn't have the best mobility overhead. The bar isn't in the best position.
Right.
So to your point, a little mobility work overhead would go a long way.
All right, so now 195 kilos will be loaded. Always fun to see 195 at fourth plate.
And it's no surprise that that Marco's out early in the clean and jerk.
Marco Gregorio, first attempt, 195 kilos. Talk about a little bit why in a bit.
Where's bar goes high.
I mean, they got to raise the ceiling a little bit. And he jerks. The grip is almost what most people snatch from.
And you're not used to seeing that much space between the top of the head and the bar.
But it is solid.
And I think you can fit a 48-kilo lifter between the head and the bar.
6 kilos now.
But beautiful jerk position there. Bent back leg, nice posture overhead.
It's great to see tall guys lift because you can actually see what's going on. If somebody doesn't really know what's going on in weightlifting, to watch Tuesday you watch Lasha, the super heavyweight from Georgia. I mean, he's 6'6", and the bar just travels so high you can actually see what's going on.
Yeah.
So this is a great example. He has good technique, and you get a good opportunity to see the beauty of the lifts.
All right, so now Shikov has been called at 197 for his third attempt. That's a 6-kilo jump. If successful, he will finish with a 361 kilo total, and that will move him into second for the moment. Earlier today, Bodhi Santavi of Canada totaled 366.
Wow.
In the B group.
Nice clean. We've got to really, really keep pushing up on this. And that's not going to do it.
All right, so no lift for Shikov. He will be credited with 191 kilos from his first attempt and finished with a 355 kilo total on the day. And this one, clean was solid.
Yeah, he just doesn't look comfortable in a jerk overhead.
Uzbekistan, first attempt.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
All right, so it looks like a change for the Brazilian lifter.
He's moved up. Same weight, 200 kilos, second attempt.
1 kilo increment or an additional kilo on what he had called.
I wonder why.
6-kilo jump. Could be one of those barrier lifts, and by barrier lift I mean that Machado has tried 200 kilos on a couple of occasions.
Okay. Since he's not in it for the medals, and because that number going up doesn't really make sense for the strategy.
It's a number that he wants.
Yeah, so
it's not a strategic play.
Yeah, good for him. All right, let's hope he gets this. I'm not a big fan of shirtless clean and jerks.
It's because you couldn't.
Well, I was a sweaty man when I lifted, so the bar would slide right off my shoulders.
That's why he has chalk there. For that very reason.
Oh man, that's too bad.
You know, we've seen a
lot of that.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, much more than I've ever seen in one meet.
Staying with 201 kilos, let's call the third and final attempt. Marco Gregorio.
But oddly enough, you know, in a lot of cases, they've come back and made it.
Yeah, which is interesting in its own right, but it's true. And as the only lifter looking for 201, this is going to be a 2-minute clock. And
well, there's somebody opening up at 202. I don't see you. No.
Well, but he's unwrapping.
So I'm.
You know, I guess with 1:35, you have enough time to wrap and unwrap, but he's wrapping up the whole thing. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
they're going to go up. Oh, actually, no, they just went up. Yeah, well, I think they're going to go up to 202 and put the Korean out.
Okay.
Maybe.
No, he's going to re-wrap. So, you know, I guess that's the thing with wraps like this. I mean, you got to have time. And this is part of ritual as much as it is comfort. And
Very true.
You know, and I look at that and I think, oh, come on.
Well, it's plenty of time.
But this is what he does, and he knows how to gauge it, you know? So I, for a second, just by the way he was wrapping them up, was wondering if he was done for the day. All right, so here is Marco Gregorio of Brazil. Third attempt, 201 kilos.
He grabbed at his back. Maybe he had a cramp or something.
All right, come on.
Let's go.
Oh, nice effort. Did he split back just a little bit?
Yeah, kind of pushed it away from him.
Gregorio, 201 kilos.
It's good effort. Just, you wonder what happened on that second one.
Just didn't like the feel, I guess, but he really battled through this.
I don't think he would have made any more than that.
Maybe not, but you know, he popped his hands out nicely to where he wants to be, and it just he might have split back.
Well, the jerk moved; it really flew off his shoulders. Just he kind of directed it just a little out in front, but the bar moved really well.
All right, so we are seeing for the first time our representative from Korea, Jun Hoon Sup. 202 kilos. Soup bombed in the snatch. It's a great clean.
Yeah, he's built for the clean, man.
And the jerk.
Yeah, that's a good lift.
That's a done deal at 202.
Good lift, Jung, 202 kilos.
He is that's the prototypical clean body right there.
Power belly.
He's just about as wide as he is tall. That's great.
Just watch the movement under the bar.
It's fantastic. Damn, good.
Yeah, there's no waste of space. And sometimes with a good jerk, there's this just great snap on the platform, the sound that you hear of the feet when they hit the split. And I kind of got that there, and I love that. All right, so now here is Sabarov. He was the silver medal in the snatch with 183 kilos. Here he is opening with 203.
His best is 210.
Yes.
So this is a good opener for him.
Oh no.
I think he might have short-stepped that a little bit, huh?
Take a look at it, and you got to think this starts to make some of the lifters in the back, like Abdallah and Dibsabala, start to salivate just a little bit.
Right.
203 kilos.
That's tough to say there. You know, he's such a young lifter, and the clean and jerk just takes time to develop. So it's not unusual to have his snatch and clean and jerk so close together.
But from what you were saying when you first looked at it, it looked like that front foot didn't get out just far enough to drive. The dip was nice, the drive was nice. Maybe just short step that jerk a bit. And you know, we're now running a 2-minute clock here on Sabarov, and what I had alluded to with some of the others maybe starting to perk up a little bit. Ditsbalis, who has a big clean and jerk. Abdallah, who knows how to make lifts and knows how to compete. You know, these guys could possibly make up ground here on the silver medalist in the snatch with what the old adage, you know, it's the clean and jerk that gets things decided. And Sabarov is not so far ahead that he can't be caught, especially by some of the more experienced in this field. And, you know, it really, looking at the scoreboard, it really makes you wonder about Elbach, if he can factor in here for a medal in the clean and jerk at least. And, you know, all the way back in 163, boy, if he would have made 167, this could be a different day for him too.
Sabarov just doesn't have a lot of margin of error.
No.
And but he's crossing his margin.
This is an absolute.
Right. He has to make this.
He's got to make this lift.
That was a better recovery. Yeah, just not getting that front foot out enough, and he's balances forward because of it. And then when he recovers his back foot first, it pushes everything forward.
And I wonder if he was sensing the short runway a little bit here, because he was a little...
Actually, you know what? His front foot came out okay. He just balances a little too far forward. You know, in the recovery of the jerk, you want to recover your front foot, then your back foot, and that keeps your center of balance equal. If you have to recover with your back foot first, it tends to push you forward, and then that's when you see lifters miss the jerk in front.
So Sabarov has decided 203 kilos wasn't going to work out for him today, so he's moved up to 205. And what that will do is bring out Ragab Abdelhai of Egypt for his first attempt in 205 is what he opened with in Rio. He ultimately finished with a 213 kilo clean and jerk and a 387 kilo total. And he's punching somewhere around that range now.
No lid, Ragab Abdelhai.
Close, but again, same with
from Egypt.
Same with him, a little out front.
So I love the cadence and the tempo and the timing of this clean, and what I think gets him in the jerk.
Uzbekistan next to the same weight.
You see that left arm bent, but one of the things that's a factor there, even though it was the arm that bent, I don't like in that position where he was with that stiff back leg.
Right. Well, the stiff back leg will push your balance forward and cause that bar to move forward.
Yeah, and I think it was ultimately a little bit forward. So, all right, we will see him in a bit. Now we are back to Sabarov of Uzbekistan for his third and final attempt. If he makes this, there's a good chance he'll hold up for a medal. If he misses, it's over. No total. Cleaned 203 kilos twice. And this is a do or die lift for Sabarov.
Oh, wow. That's surprising.
No lift, no total for Farkabek Sabarov.
Well, there's a lot of guys with a sigh of relief right now.
One of them who is also not to be forgotten is Musavi of Iran, who is now very much in play for the medal stand. So now we are back to the Egyptian, Ragab Abdelhai, second attempt, 206 kilos. All right. It
Excellent.
wanted to go back, but it did not, and that is a good lift for Abdelhai. And that's a bit of a sigh of relief.
Yes.
He's got another attempt coming, 207 kilos now. Ragab Abdelhai, Egypt, third and final.
I mean, it won't be good enough for a medal, but
Musavi, Islamic
But to
Republic
miss
of Iran.
a jerk after a clean that good.
right. Great jerk.
Wait a minute, did I say that right? To miss a jerk after a clean that good.
Right.
You know what I meant.
Yes, I knew what you meant.
Loaders, 208 kilos. Abdelhai once more, 208 kilos now for Ayub Musavi, Islamic Republic of Iran.
All right, so now
First
we are going to
attempt.
see Ayub Musavi for the first time, 208 kilos. And guess what? We are pretty deep into this competition. He placed 5th in the snatch with 171 kilos. And if he is successful here, he's going to move into the lead. We still haven't seen Moradi. We expect him to close this thing out, but keep an eye on Ditsbalis for the total. Elbach still hasn't opened in the clean and jerk, but I don't know that he can get back in this for total. So now we've got a battle. Uh-oh. He's got it.
Wow, good control. Excellent.
Very good control, both in the bottom position and right there with that little stutter step in the jerk. And Musavi of Iran has moved into the lead with a 379 kilo total.
First attempt to be followed by Musavi at a higher weight.
And if you're Abdelhai, you have got to play a top-down game. You have got to throw in a big jump and see how the string takes or how things go for Ditsbalis. And for Musahari, which he has done, he is sitting on 213. And now if Ditsbalis makes this 208, he will move ahead in the competition. So this is now
Hold it.
he's going to be okay.
Yes.
And that was a crucial opener for Ditsbalis.
Ditsbalis, 208 kilos, first attempt. Loaders, 209 kilos.
And it's in the
now.
clean and jerk where he really starts to loosen up a
Republic
bit.
of Korea, attempt number two.
I mean,
to be
look at where
followed
he
by
catches that.
Ditsbalis at the same weight.
Ditsbalis, who was a junior world champion back in 2010, he's clean and jerked 220, 221. All right, so now we are back to Jun Hunsup. No, and you see him. This was a 7-kilo jump.
It's not unusual in the clean and jerk between a first and a second attempt.
No.
Especially for a 94.
But there's been a bomb out in here. There's been a couple of misses. He's been on the shelf for a while, and you know he's already bombed out. So it's just looking like one of those days.
Right.
And for a little while, you thought maybe he could get into this thing for a medal in the clean and jerk, but I think we're getting past that point now.
Once more, so we're going to call from Egypt, Ragab Abdelhai.
All right, so now
third and final attempt. Jung next.
to set this up, Ragab Abdelhai has dropped down from the 213 he originally declared to 209. This will move him into second in the total. He is opting not to go after Musahari here. That would have been awesome, but unfortunately not today with 209 for Abdelhai.
Loaders, 210 kilos now.
Where does that put him? That leaves
The
him.
athlete calling for this weight is Feris Hasuna, Qatar. First attempt.
That leaves Abdelhai with a 378 kilo total, putting him in third in total. So you got to figure if Maradi makes one clean and jerk, that's it. And now here's Faris Elbach, the junior, who, by the way, born in '98, has another year as a junior. He's already a junior world champion at 85. So here he is opening with 210. He snatched 163. His best ever is 211.
Wow.
That is how you start a clean and jerk series.
And that is a textbook clean and jerk right there.
It is, and he's here to win at least one medal.
210 kilos. Loaders staying with 210.
He is absolutely in the game here for a medal in the clean and jerk.
All right.
Republic of Korea, third and final.
Beautiful turnover. Stands right up.
Hasuna
Perfect
next.
drive into the split.
Yes, bright future.
Yeah. I mean, that is just how it is done. All right, one last time. Jun Hoon-Sup of Korea made his opener 202, missed 209, third attempt 210. Almost.
I don't know what happened.
Maybe the tunnel was closing in on him there.
Yeah, maybe.
210 kilos.
He's not. I don't blame him for being pissed.
212 kilos now.
I mean, he has it, and he doesn't have it.
Artemis Dichbalis, Lithuania. This is his second attempt, to be followed by Musavi, Iran, at a higher weight.
So a rough day.
Yeah.
1 for 6.
That is a rough day.
And now we go to Arimis Dichbalis of Lithuania, 212 kilos. Musavi has already elected for 214. He will need, like, if I'm right, about 219 to get ahead of Dichbalis if Dichbalis makes this.
What's his best clean and jerk?
Like 221.
Okay.
And it was a few years ago.
Stays.
I can find it.
Once again, Artemis Dichbalis, Lithuania.
And this is his Achilles heel. Just
to be followed by Musavi.
221. He did it in Tbilisi at the Europeans in 2015. And he is now on a 2-minute clock. And
he's really hit or miss. I mean, you can't make a prediction based on that last attempt to make the third.
No, he's always hit or Elbach has moved 8 kilos to 218. Dichbalis really is going to have to come back and make this and follow himself, and he's going to have to put his fate into the hands of Musavi.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to, and this is really good for the both lifters from Iran, where they are going to come down to ownership of the final 5 attempts of this session. So they can milk the clock for each other. They can, you know, it's going to be their show, period. It is literally their show. The crowd here is going to go crazy for them. They're going to own the close of this competition. But right now, Ditsbalis can make this a lot of fun. He has 212 on the bar. If he makes this, he will move into the lead with 5 attempts remaining. In total is what I'm focused on. Elbach still has 2 clean and jerks. Hold it. Oh, he held on, and let's see if he gives it to. There it is.
I mean, it looked like he was going to bend backwards.
It looked like he was going to be, I don't know, looking up at the platform while his feet were still on the ground. Like looking up at the ceiling. I mean, he almost bent back the wrong way.
That makes it interesting.
It does indeed. Just a clutch.
He is a strong, strong man, boy.
Next, but this is Musavi.
So with that, Ditsbalis has a 388 kilo total in order for Musavi to move ahead of Ditsbalis. He will need to clean and jerk 218. So the plan is clear.
Yes.
Make 214, then go for it.
He just throws himself into the bottom. Yes. Wow.
All right, serve up 218 because it's coming.
Yes.
He had to have that, and he just destroyed it. So 214 on the board for Musavi, and just this ain't easy from a bottom position like that.
But his jerk was fantastic.
I mean, look at the position, back foot, whatever, but no doubt at all.
From the Islamic Republic of Iran.
And this is going to be a dramatic moment when he's back. You might as well just put it in now.
We're going to call a new athlete. We're going to call
Right.
Asuna.
All right,
second attempt.
Number 3.
Elbach went down
to 215 while Musavi was on the platform. He made the change. He had been sitting on 218. I think he was hoping for some misses and slip back in to where he needed to be for a medal. Now you just take what you feel you can make. That's another thing we've seen a lot of this weekend, more of that top-down play in the back room.
But this ties him, ties him with 1 attempt to go. Ties him for 3rd, but which puts him in 4th. It doesn't change his position.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he can get in for a medal. He's too far behind. It's the
Well, he's battling for 3rd.
in the clean and jerk, I think. I don't think he's battling for 3rd. Well, he's actually battling for 4th.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, because Abdelhai sitting in 4th in 3rd is going to get bounced out. But look at this.
Great lift.
Third and final attempt.
If he adds 10 or 15 kilos to his jerk, he's one of the best lifters in the world.
Yes, he is.
Up to his snatch. I mean, he's going to be one of the best lifters in the world. He already is, don't get me wrong, but he's going to be a medalist contender over the course of this quad. I mean, he'll be 22 by the time we hit Tokyo.
That's right.
Number 11.
And
218.
technique just terrific. So, all right, so as expected, here is the 218 kilos needed by Ayub Musavi to move into the lead, which we think will ultimately land him 2nd. So this will, I think he's already guaranteed a medal in the total.
He's guaranteed at least bronze.
5th after the snatch with 171. 218 kilos here will guarantee at least a silver medal in the clean and jerk, or excuse me, in the total.
Boy. Uh-oh, he's starting to shake.
Oh.
That was tough.
That was tough, but that's a spot where he's getting a standing O, and, you know, no lift. He's still going to be on the medal stand, but that's where you respect the effort. I mean, that was a grind.
Now, this is going to be interesting for Elbach. What does he do?
Sorab Moradi. First
Well,
attempt.
you have to look at, well, let's stay with this replay.
Bar is ready.
So second play, well,
He would need a 386 total, and sitting off of a 163 snatch, I mean, he'd need 223. Take a poke.
why not? It's the World Championships. He's got nothing to lose.
Right now, Moradi looks like he's going to move up from 219 to force a decision out of Elbach.
Number 3, 220. Yes.
Oh, excuse me, no, Elbach moved up to the 219. Moradi moved up to 220, so he's going to need to move out of that doorway. He is not the lifter unless they've...
This is his third and final attempt.
Well,
yeah.
Unless Elbach goes to 223.
And it looks like they're thinking about it, because he's not... Yep, they are thinking about it, and they're going to do it.
That's the right move.
And the reason why Moradi came to the door is because they knew, they can count. They, like,
right.
why would he take the 219?
Number 11.
So
220. Yes.
So Moradi is going to go 220.
Now. This will be the first
And
attempt of Sorab Moradi,
we can agree
Islamic Republic
if
of
he
Iran,
makes this
to be followed
game
by
over.
He's the
Hasuna
champ.
At the same weight.
And then it's a battle or a question of whether or not he goes for a 413. And by the way, what he would need is 229.
That's for the total record.
And don't think a 9-kilo jump is crazy.
No.
Let's just go ahead and say it's triple gold at the World Championships with 2 attempts in hand. The question now is, will a world record fall or not? Moradi, 220.
Kilos, please. This lift.
Routine.
Hasuna. Hasuna, third and final attempt from Qatar.
Well, he's going out with 220. I don't understand.
No, is he? Well, then he is. Okay, then 220. And what 220 would do is move him second into the clean and jerk. So what they're doing is building, and they're making a decision to go home with a medal if they can, and take a weight they believe he can make. Remember, he is a junior.
That's true. Hold it.
He's got it. That
Fantastic.
is worth a standing ovation, and he is getting it. Unbelievable.
Best lift of the week.
Loaders.
Fantastic.
More weight, please. 221
And
kilos.
somebody
Second
else
attempt.
cheering in the back.
Moradi.
Just look at this.
Bar is ready. Moradi, Islamic Republic of Iran, second
Boy, that
attempt.
is the epitome of grit right there. What a great lift. I assume Muradi's not coming out for 221.
Agreed. We now have 2 attempts left in this competition. Both of them belong to Sohrab Moradi. And what I was alluding to is that
Please, loaders, 234 kilos.
Mosavi will definitely be a bronze medalist.
It's successful.
And it is on
A new
234 kilos. And he only needed 229 for the total. He's going for both of them.
In the total.
He is going
A 14 kilo increase.
for a 14 kilo jump.
234
A 233 kilos. They move back down.
233.
I think they're going to go back down again to 229.
But 233 will be a world record in both the jerk, the clean and jerk, and the total. He can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone at this weight.
The weight called, 233 kilos now. Moradi, Islamic Republic of Iran.
We
second
suspected this could be the case. We hoped this could be the case. And with 2 attempts at it, on his second attempt, Sohrab Moradi is taking a 233 kilo clean and jerk world record attempt.
He makes this, the walls might blow up from the crowd just screaming.
Time down. He just timed out.
Are they going to call this on him?
Be prepared to get upset here, I think.
No.
Wow, they gave it to him.
A new world record.
I don't see the jury doing anything.
I hope they don't.
In the clean and jerk.
They bet not.
Wow.
Loaders.
And it looks like he's got more.
More weight, please. 234 kilos.
I gotta say, Sean, I didn't know he got it off the ground in time. It looked like the clock expired.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
Maybe he broke it from the ground in time, and if he did, we're good to go. This is, they could have reviewed it. They could have done something.
They're not turning this over.
They are not. So it is a done deal.
His third and final attempt.
Sohrab Moradi has just brought down the house
From the medal ceremony for
with
the
a gold medal.
kilo class.
World record performance, 417 kilos.
Anaheim, California. Stick with us.
Well, to answer the question we asked in the beginning, I guess he is in shape. I mean, that's just perfect.
History here in Anaheim.